Hello, welcome back to Heroes 3, where we have at last struck a bit of a blow to one of our rival players. We have taken the main town of the orange player, although I think there is probably another town somewhere else. In fact, I'm very confident there is. We also have a few problems to deal with, namely over in our town of, I think, Shadowden. We do have Craghack, who is starting to approach us, potentially going to attack us, and we don't really have enough to hold him off. He has anything up to 4 Titans, anything up to 9 Giants, and then a very, very, very large number of Master Gremlins. So he's going to be pretty hard to hold off, and we're probably going to have to do some chaining, potentially. We can potentially chain all the way from our main town to our dungeon town if we want to. The problem is, if we do that, we do potentially leave our Rampart towns open to attack, and although Ufretin has just picked up Earth Magic, he is not able to, at this stage, town portal himself back into a chosen town. He does just have to go to the nearest town, which is going to make things slightly more complicated. But we do at least have something pretty concrete we can do right now, which is to get some kind of defense in this town, just enough to scare off Fafnir. So let's go ahead and get the centaurs, not centaurs, the Medusas, and Minotaurs might be a bit expensive. If we go for these, that's 7k, that's a little bit expensive too. Let's see, what exactly is he bringing? So a maximum of 80 orcs, which, yeah, to be honest, we probably just want to fill this out with some beholders. And then that leaves us with 6k left. And I did want to potentially get an extra hero to help chain, but what might be better to do instead is to go into this town and recruit a hero here. So let's go back to our Rampart town. We're going to tuck Gem away, and we're going to pick up maybe Kaya, but I think realistically we'll try and recruit Kaya over towards our Rampart towns instead, and we're going to send Elmore. We can perhaps move Ufretin somewhere else. I'm not sure we can, to be honest, because of the movement point cost. There is a hero right there in the shadows, kind of hard to see, but there is very much a hero right there. So I'd like to go and check out exactly what's going on here, but Elmore is going to be slowed down a bit by having to move over the rough terrain here, and unfortunately Ufretin doesn't really have enough spell points to enough movement points to actually move out of the way, so I think we're just going to have to accept that we're not going to be able to move too far here and just see what we can actually find out by moving along the path. Not sure which one is actually on the path out of these two. It looks like neither of them are. That's not too clear. I think this one is. Okay, that reveals slightly more. Let's keep going. Still got a few movement points to go. Okay, so a gem pond. I think we want to go left, see if we can find another town. Sulfur. And okay, that doesn't actually reveal too much, so I'm not sure exactly what to do here. If we go for the Magic Spring, then that gets us an extra couple, doubles our spell points for the week. I'm not sure if we immediately get extra spell points or not, but if we do, then that's a good option, as we have found Vey. Let's see if Vey is now the strongest hero of the orange player. It looks like he is. So perfect, let's make sure we take him out. So he is carrying 1 to 4 ancient behemoths and a fair number of wolf raiders, but apart from that, nothing too scary. So potentially we could probably actually split these in half and still get pretty solid kills, and then let's just separate our dwarves. Can't imagine we're going to do too much with a 1 stack of dwarves, but still. Let's go for this. Okay, expected to win very comfortably, no losses at all, so obviously we'll just accept that rather than fighting it out, and then we're going to Dimension Door over to this. I'm not sure we're going to have enough movement points to actually get it. No, we can't. But at the start of next turn we should have 160 spell points to use, which will enable us to hopefully Dimension Door pretty much anywhere we like. And now we have the kind of complicated part of the turn where we have to decide what exactly we're going to do about Craghack, which town we want to defend. So I think we can actually give Shadowden a fairly strong defense, but in doing so, if we were to, for example, upgrade our green dragons that Gem currently has into gold dragons, we would be leaving our Rampart towns a bit too open. So I think I'd prefer to instead go through the Necropolis route, which would involve recruiting an extra hero here. We can get Thant, who I'm a very big fan of, but that leaves us with just 1,200 to actually buy reinforcements, which I doubt is going to be enough. If we wait for one more turn, then we're giving him a little bit of time to get closer to us, but he shouldn't actually be able to attack us. So as long as we can kind of have some kind of situation where our hero chain is roughly intact, which might require... Well, it's difficult because I don't think there's any real way that we can have an intact hero chain going from this kind of underground tunnel to, or the kind of entranceway to where Coronius currently is. I think we're gonna have to space them out as much as we can, and we're not going to be able to actually transfer creatures over that gap, which is a problem, but we can at least set things up in such a way that we should be able to chain from the start of next turn, and that's probably the best option. So let's get one of these, and let's put Septiena somewhere slightly more within reach. I think here should work. And then Clancy can potentially chain to Genova. Maybe if we could send Genova back underground, put her in a position where Krakak can't quite reach. This is probably as good as it gets, to be honest, so change of plan. Let's move Clancy back towards our second Rampart town. And then Septiena is staying put. Everyone else has moved about as much as they can, and we only have 1,900 left to spend, which we should probably do here just to absolutely make sure that this guy can't attack us. Let's just get a couple of centaurs? Why do I want to keep calling everyone centaurs? Minotaurs. Let's just get a couple of Minotaurs, and I think we're going to have to just end the turn there. So red is definitely town portaling around. I thought Coronius would be safe there, but apparently not. Okay, let's see. So we can retreat with Coronius. I don't think he has anything useful on him, but I'm just going to save him. Don't see why not, as Krakak is now kind of in the middle, and unfortunately, Fafnir does come to attack. I thought we'd successfully put him off, but this does mean we lose Mafala. I decided I'd rather keep Pike Dram than Mafala, because Pike Dram is, I think, level 3, which is maybe not that noteworthy, but looks like we just lose her. Yeah, he gets morale. Okay, so we lose Mafala. That's pretty bad, but Pike Dram should be fine. Okay, so Clavius is back. Let's see what he has. Yeah, so he's they've got a lot of morale, apparently. And they've got some ancient behemoths. But that appears to be where his town is, so that's good to know. Okay, so plus 80 spell points there, which should be enough for us to pretty easily get across to finish off Clavius. Should we Dimension Door again, or just attack him? I'm not quite sure. We haven't got too many movement points, and this will use quite a few. I think it was, it was 2 behemoths. So I would have thought that 9 would be enough to get the kill, and that gives us 3 more we can use just to finish off another stack. Let's try it like this. Yeah, no loss is expected once again. No point fighting that out. We'll just accept it. And then we'll Dimension Door up to the tip of the path, which still doesn't reveal too much, and we've kind of got multiple choices here. And we don't have too many movement points to use, so this is a little bit difficult. Have to make our choice. So this is an Orc Tower, I think, which suggests to me that the town is probably up to the northwest here. Still got 100 spell points we can use. Yeah, there's the town. Guarded by Vey, and we're not skilled enough to cast it again, so unfortunately we can't take them this turn, but he's definitely recruited everything he can from Crag, and if that's his last town, we should just be able to take it straight away next turn. We're only going to have 80 spell points to use, although thinking about it, we can just take this off, and then we should have 100 to use from the start of next turn, which I'm hoping will be enough. And then over here, I think Clancy should be safe now just to go in the town. He does have quite a big force on him, actually, so I should have really tried to chain that, but let's see. So, Necropolis Town at risk. Dungeon Town, I think, also at risk. Let's see exactly how far he went. Try to make a judgment. Yeah, pretty far. I think he does have logistics. Okay. So Septiena is definitely at risk if we don't move her back. Not sure that matters too much. Either of these towns could get attacked. From this position, there are literally about 4 different towns he could choose to attack. So pretty difficult to decide which one to actually reinforce, and also pretty much impossible to actually chain going past him. So we're a little bit stuck here. I think what I'll probably do is, because this town does appear to be at least a little bit at risk, we will start to beef this up a bit. We can get the Dragon Cave. I'm not sure we want to do that just now. It's going to be more useful, I think, just to get the castle. And let's just fill this out with as many units as we can. And we've still got 3k left, which is enough to potentially do a bit more scouting. So we could recruit another scout from this town and send them to the east and see if there's another town that way. I think that's probably worth doing. Let's get Coronius back. He does have a couple of artifacts on him, but pretty crappy artifacts, to be frank. Still, we can now send him to the east and just see if there's another town. Doesn't look like it. This appears to be the end. There's just a mercenary camp and nothing else. So that's good to know. So we'll send him towards the underground. Octavia is fine where she is. Septiena I think we should try to rescue, although could use her for a chain next turn. I think this will have to do. Anywhere else would just be a bit too close to Crackhack. And then we have 1,300 left to spend. So Fafnir really shouldn't go for this. I'm surprised he even came this close. We'll take a few extra Minotaurs just to be sure, and then I'm not particularly keen on taking the fight if we don't have to, so I think we'll just wait instead. And that's pretty much all we can do. Don't really have enough gold to do anything else, so let's just see what happens. I should have actually checked on the red heroes, because there are a few red heroes around here, and certainly at least one of these could be Christian. Okay, so he's coming towards our Necropolis town. That's okay, we can at least kind of defend ourselves over there. That's okay, he does actually come to attack the town. I'm surprised he went for that. Really thought I'd be able to put him off. This does not seem like a particularly strong force to me. 45 Orc Chieftains is okay, to be fair. But we do have a castle here, so we should be completely fine. Should have maybe split the units a bit more. Let's see what happens. He does have 60 spell points, so that's probably what causes us to lose a few units. He doesn't have ballistics. Doesn't go for a spell either. Okay, let's see what he does. So out of these two, if we bless these, it doesn't make too much of a difference. If we bless these, it makes quite a big difference, so that's what I'm currently leaning towards. Other spells not too useful. Can cast Magic Arrow quite a few times, but I don't think that makes too much of a difference. I'm going to bless these instead. And since these can't get across, I should probably instead focus on the Orc Chieftains, but then again, we can get quite a few kills. But no, it does make sense to focus on the Orc Chieftains, at least until something else can get across. As he goes for the Lightning Bolt on the Minotaurs, that explains how we take a few losses there. And yeah, I think we're just going to stay put in our town. That's, yeah, pretty feeble attempt at besieging our town here. But unfortunately, because he does have so many spell points, he can just keep casting Lightning Bolt, and we could take quite a few losses. Let's just try and finish him off as fast as we can. I don't think the Orcs are going to do too much damage. But yeah, we're going to lose quite a few Minotaurs, unfortunately. Okay, he's broken through, but he's going to have to get through the tar pit, which I don't think he's going to have much luck with. He's got resistance too. I think that's one of Fafnir's default skills, not totally sure, but I think it is. He's only have 1 HP left, so they should start to go down pretty quickly to the towers. Okay, so it looks like the losses were pretty much inevitable. Wow. I'm not sure we could have done anything. Like, I'm sure that we might have actually taken fewer losses if we just went out and attacked them, but never mind. Okay, at least we do take him out properly, so he's not going to come back. He's not a massively strong hero, but he's clearly either got an artifact or he's above level 1, so at least we got rid of him. And he's also got the Sea Captain's hat, which I guess Oh, Mafala did have that actually, so okay. Go for wisdom. And we successfully defended our town. Looks like Clavius was re-recruited, but has very few units he can actually use to stop us. So let's just dimension door up to there. They've rebuilt the capital, so this is clearly their last town, I believe. Can't really see where else they would have built one. And then yeah, let's actually split the dragons. Okay, so fight number 1 is against Vey. He doesn't put up a fight at all, so we finish him off immediately. And then fight number 2, expected to lose a few elves, unsurprisingly. Don't think we can really do much about that. The towers will shoot before we get our turn, so I think we just have to accept it. And we do get to steal all of his artifacts, which is great. We've also taken him out of the game. Crown of the Supreme Magi, Collar of Conjuring, Shield of the Dwarven Lords, Ring of Vitality, Equestrian's Gloves is good. We can definitely use the Equestrian's Gloves at least. Let's see, Crown of the Supreme Magi is worse than the Hellstorm Helmet. I could make use of the extra sulfur, but we'll try and pass that over to another hero instead. And then the rest of these artifacts are not going to make too much of a difference, but okay, that's good. We can now, I think... Not sure 100 spell points is going to be enough, but we can certainly get pretty close. Yeah, unfortunately there's a big cliff in the way. Kind of thwarts us somewhat. Gotta be pretty sparing with the movement points. Still can't get across. Town portal takes us back to Crag, of course. We're nowhere near the Necropolis town just yet, but we can now jump across to here. And if we town portal from here, still going to Crag, that's not quite good enough. Still got 60 movement points, or spell points I should say. Yeah, I'm sure we can actually make this work if we do have enough movement points for this. Let's see, so Octavia can step out of the town. In fact, she can just tuck herself in there. I don't think he's going to attack it if we do get Ufretin in there. And then if we cast Town Portal, takes us to Shadow Keep. Alternatively, if we go to attack Craghack directly, I think that does work. Our situation here is neutral, so we don't really want to be taking on undead, even though we do have potentially a good supply of ghost dragons, which is tempting. Would lower his morale too. That is actually quite tempting. I'm just going to have a check actually of what this is. So this is actually Symbolic. So we don't know where Christian is. Ain is coming back. But yeah, we've pretty much just really weakened orange and blue at this point, so we don't really have to worry about them. There's still Jabarkus out somewhere with Ancient Behemoths and some other things. But we should have some warning before he attacks, so I think our newly acquired stronghold towns should be safe. I think we do just want to straight up go for this and try to save the gold instead. Not sure whether to split the gold dragons. I would like to really go for a big hit on the master gremlins, but we do still have to worry a little bit about titans, and we don't have too many fast units to actually cross the field with. Could maybe haste the grand elves and walk those across. I think that does make sense. Let's go for this. Okay, so some pretty heavy losses expected. He's only just got the 500 Master Gremlins, so it could be a lot worse, but 9 Giants is a bit of an issue. See what we can do. If we can perhaps protect our Gold Dragons, that'd be great. If we go for the attack on these, I think the Iron Golems are going to be an issue. Not sure we can really get in their way. Certainly do want to go for a hit on the Master Gremlins. Leaning towards the mass haste. Dwarves, they didn't actually do this deliberately, but the dwarves can get across and attack the Narc Queens. So let's definitely do that. And then it's a really tough choice between attacking the ammo cart and the iron golems at the same time, because the iron golems are at least a pretty big threat to our dragons, or going for the giants instead and also hitting the master gremlins, which is probably the better choice, but I can see how that results in losing a gold dragon, definitely. I think this is too good to turn down, let's just do it. 79 damage back, so down to 172, easy to see how we could lose a few more. Can't blind these if we attack them, plus we're not going to do too much damage. Could go for the gargoyles instead, or could go straight for the titans, get a kill on those. Also finish off the giants. I think there's a pretty strong argument for just going for the gargoyles here, because they could definitely finish off our dragons. And I believe they can be blinded. Get lucky too, so we take them out completely, that's perfect. And then we can shoot something with these. We haven't actually blocked off the gremlins, and we can't actually get across to do that. Slight flaw in the plan, I should have maybe attacked them with the unicorns instead, but I can get loads of kills here, so let's just go for this. And then these guys can't quite get across to do a good block, which means the others won't be able to either. Don't really think there's much we can do. Can't really stop the titans from getting through. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do about that, but let's see if we can maybe protect the gold dragons. Go for the kill on these. Bolt them. They magic carry those, bad luck, and they do actually go for the 1-stacks, which is very stupid of them. Gold dragon's safe for now. They really are focusing down the 1-stacks, I'm surprised by that, but these guys are going to come down, they're going to attack the dwarves, that's fine. We do lose quite a few, but ultimately they are there just to tank hits, that's their main job. Unfortunately we can't attack both the ammo cart and the titans at the same time, so we would have to take retaliation, although we do of course kill them in one shot. Can pretty much kill whoever we like in one shot. With the exception of the iron golems, who are a little bit tougher. These guys are 11 speed, so dwarves can get up and attack them. War unicorns likewise. It's just the giants left after that. I think this keeps us safe from friendly fire. Could also go for the bless, but I guess we don't have to decide that just yet. Let's go for this. Okay, they do 33 damage back, we've still got 139 HP left to go, so that should be all fine. Let's send these up to finish off the giants. These guys aren't quite strong enough to get a kill, or to finish off a stack. That's a bit of a problem if we want to try and finish off Craghack before he can flee, but then again, he's not that strong. I don't think we gain that much from finishing him off. Haven't got too many spell points to use as well. Not able to finish off the iron golems, would be able to easily finish off the gremlins. I think we kind of have to do that. And then it still doesn't really work. I was thinking I could probably implode the titans, but of course we don't have enough spell points to do that. If we try going for lightning bolt, that's going to do 425 points of damage, which is not quite enough to kill off the stack. These guys are going to be too slow. So he's going to get his chance to flee, and he's going to be able to cast a spell too, unfortunately. Can't blind anything. Oh my god, misclick. Okay, he actually fled. Okay. I could have gone a lot worse. It's completely misclicked there, but didn't go for any spell, and we can now potentially tuck ourselves back in the town. I'm not sure we need to. We do, of course, regenerate our spell points at the end of every turn. Alright, so let's take Septiena. Let's equip the Sulphur Ring. And then I don't particularly think there's anyone else that's threatening us right now. Ain is starting to move towards us, so I think blue should be our next target. We do have to be a little bit cautious because red has probably about 20 angels, maybe archangels. I don't know why he wouldn't upgrade them. Maybe he's just got no access to gems. This particular map, I wouldn't be surprised if there are no leprechauns. I think realistically we should probably decide what to do next turn, so let's take Septiena, and let's take all the slower units. And then, with our remaining gold, we're going to start moving towards the Dragon Caves. We can get one here. Let's do it. And that leaves us with 5k left to spend in this town, so let's go for the Manticore Lair. That's all our money gone. But from the start of next turn, Ufretin should be able to move pretty far, once again with his 100 spell points. If we can get ourselves into one of our dungeon towns, we're going to be able to immediately bump that up to 200 spell points, which is going to be enough to move very far across the map indeed. And by the time Ain gets over here, I'm pretty sure we can actually beef up our towns enough to defend from her, without necessarily needing to involve Ufretin. So, also worth, I think, weighing up whether to town portal or even Dimension Door, I should say, into the lands of the red player and take the Grail Town, which I'm sure is in this area right here. And I'm not sure we really need to move anything else. I'm going to send Coronius underground just to have a look for Jabarkus. But no sign of him so far. As for Ufretin, I guess there is an argument for moving over to here, and of course we don't need to actually bother going underground now. We can just Dimension Door across the mountains here and attack blue directly. So let's take a step in that direction. And then since we only have 12 left, let's just end the turn. No sign of anyone coming to attack us. I do want to know where Christian is, because if we try to attack the Inferno towns and he pops out, that's going to be an issue. But Jabarkus has been attacked by someone and wiped out. Okay. That's some progress at least. Ain is the strongest hero of the blue player, and we know she's pretty weak, so we don't need to worry about her. Okay, so Ufretin, we know there are a couple of green dragons available over here. Let's upgrade those. We can also potentially get some dendroids if we want to. We've still got 38 of those. They are quite useful. Not incredible, but not bad. Just a little bit slow is the problem. They're actually really solid units. Like, I'm a big fan of dendroids. I kind of enjoy these slow, bulky units in general. I find them quite fun to use just because they do so well and they're actually able to fight. Of course, the issue is we do get slowed down so much that there is a strong argument for just leaving them behind. Especially because as Ufretin we do get the extra movement speed on the dwarves, which means they're not as slow as they would be. And so the dendroids really are quite a big step down. I think we're fine to do this. And then I'm not sure we can actually jump across this turn, but should be able to pretty quickly. If we try to use Town Portal from here, that should work and should save us a few movement points at least. Okay, so we'll jump into this town and can potentially get a few centaurs if we want to, or can just stock up on creatures instead. And I think Silver Pegasi are always pretty useful. If nothing else, they're good just as a kind of utility and hit absorber, I guess. And then we can still, I think, afford to jump across into the starting zone of the blue player. "28 spell points left to go. Could have taken the extra 2 gold dragons. I should have probably tried to arrange that. The thing is, I'm not sure we can easily cross here. Maybe if we use Genova to chain. How far can she actually get? Yeah, in hindsight that would have worked, but 12 should be enough. We know that blue is pretty weak. Not sure if it's faster to Dimension Door in this case, but we can see a town right there. So let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, we can't quite reach, but it's very weakly defended indeed, so should have no trouble at all taking that next turn. And then I think Genova will just keep somewhere nearby, kind of halfway between the two towns. Gem is fine where she is, and Coronius is still exploring. We know that we don't have to worry about Jabarkis anymore, but there's still a little bit more to explore over to the east here. I can't imagine we're actually going to end up sending Ufretin over here, but still. I think at some point we are going to encounter the red player, and there's going to be a pretty nasty clash there. Hopefully we'll be able to get out pretty unscathed. Largely depends on whether he manages to upgrade those angels or not. I'm sure we will soon find out. Meanwhile, it's day 6, so if we can get any extra creature growth, we should probably do it. Portal of Summoning could potentially work. Alternatively, we can just try to save our gold now and potentially get a couple of treasuries. We've already got the one. We're not currently threatened. So yeah, let's just not bother. Try and save as much gold as we can. And hopefully we can reach a point where we're making so much that we can defend all of our towns and build them all up at once. And so that was quite an interesting turn, quite a few developments. Let's see how strong this hero is. Still very weak, don't have to worry about them. That's where I'm going to watch this back because quite a few things did happen there, so I'm not sure who that hero is, don't have to worry about that one. 2 heroes on the move here, one in the kind of middle of the map. That's Ain. Yeah, we can definitely defend from her, so I'm not worried about that. And then we've got Josephine, who is also moderately strong, but not really anything compared to Ufretin. Let's take their town. Lose the inevitable elves, of course, but then we do get the lookout tower, which is really handy, because we can now see exactly where the next town is. It's also very weakly defended, and there's no sign of Christian. However, Spint does have Archangels, so he has managed to upgrade his Portal of Glory, and that's going to make it much harder to take him on. Still don't know where he is. Could be in this area. We did see him go above ground, I'm pretty sure. Right around here. Which suggests he's probably come up around here and is lurking somewhere. So let's focus on finishing off blue first. We still have 100 spell points. So let's save them as much as we can. I should probably have saved my Grand Elves a bit more, but it's fine. Okay, so we take that to, this leads underground, which is where we will find Josephine. I'm not sure if it's worth chasing her down. There's also Galthran to the south. He's not a complete pushover. Can't recruit anything in this town. I'm surprised they've not fully upgraded this actually, because they do have a resource silo, which does produce gems, which should be the main thing holding the AI back from actually upgrading the Cloud Temple. Let's upgrade the Mage's Guild to a level 5. Let's see what's in here currently. So, Chain Lightning we've already got. We've also got the fact that we've currently got Fly, Dimension Door, Town Portal, and Implosion. To me makes me think that we don't really need a level 5 Mage Guild. Do need to scare off Galthran, and we need to make sure that Josephine can't just easily come in and take the town back. So if we have a look underground, she has got a bit. I wonder if we could just recruit a new hero and leave a few units just to defend. We don't need all of this. We'll probably leave the Dendroid soldiers behind. I think we should do that. So we'll get Kaya finally, and we'll take off these guys because they're so slow and bulky, and then I guess we could actually take off the whole lot just for now. Ufretin should still be safe. Although actually, just going to dismiss these, just so Ufretin can move a little bit further next turn. That's a dead end. Okay, let's start moving to the west. It's day 7, so let's do something with our necropolis town. And get the castle, the mausoleum, or the estate. Let's get the estate. I've actually got quite a lot of wood and ore now. Over here we'll get the treasury. And since we only have 18k left in the bank, we should probably just save it. And then Ufretin can move a bit further. I think we'll move towards Galtharan. He's not going to attack us. Josephine comes to attack. We should be safe with a force this strong, of course. They have lost their last town, I think. So they will probably come to attack us. But still. Let's just go for it. And we'll end the turn. Keep a close eye out for Christian, who has not currently made an appearance. That could be him, or it could be Simolik. He goes for an attack. We only lose a few centaurs, so we're just going to tick that off. We're going to take estates because this is a secondary hero, and we're going to take advanced archery. Josephine, I think, would come through too, but she decides not to. And Ain is going to go for a desperate last stand attack, I think. Okay, so should be pretty safe now in this town. Just to hand back some of these units. And we do have a full helping of units to recruit. Couldn't have actually built the Dragon Cave last turn. I was slightly worried I'd kind of missed out on that, but we do need the Mage Guild level 2 first, so this is fine. That's a bit expensive though. We don't need it urgently. Although she could be coming to attack, so let's just go for it. And I'm going to avoid spending gold if we don't need to. Okay, so we're going to leave the Dendroids behind. Although, I guess, when it comes to a big fight against the red player, we're going to need all the help we can get, so I will actually take them. And I'll move Kaya back to the base. And there's still no sign of Christian. Spint's not bad, it's day 1, but they don't appear to have recruited anything. I think the human player always goes first, even if they're not the red player. Not totally sure on that one, but that would explain why they've not currently recruited anything. Okay, so there's Christian. He's not upgraded the angels, but he has picked up a few black dragons. He's moving in the general direction of our stronghold towns. If we can just get one more level, hopefully we can upgrade our earth magic and get a little bit more choice about where we go to with the town portal. I'm not sure if we need advanced or expert for that. I think it's advanced. That's going to be a big step forward. Could potentially win the map after that, if we can win all the fights. Still not sure we should really take the Grand Elves, but yeah, you know what? I've actually got Krekak available to us now, and we can see he's actually a pretty bad hero. Really not got too much going for him. He is level 2 though, so we'll take him. We're going to take the Grand Elves, because they're just going to be too easy to take out otherwise, although I will take 2 of them just as fodder. Okay, so it's not completely weak. No ranged units. I think it would actually be more useful if we just dismiss these. I thought it would be good just to distract the towers, but probably more useful if we just split the gold dragons, finish them off slightly quicker. Then again, we're going to need quite a few to actually one-shot some of these stacks. So yeah, let's stay as we are. Yeah, quite a few losses expected. Let's see what we can do. So they take out the elves as expected, and then they go after the silver Pegasi. If I knew they were going to go after them, I probably wouldn't have actually brought the Grand Elves, because I don't care too much about silver Pegasi. Can go for a multi-attack with the gold dragons. Should be able to wipe out the energy elementals. And should also take out the champions. In terms of speed, I think we do still get the next go. Okay, so we finished those off completely fine. These aren't going to get many kills, unfortunately. Not sure which stack to go for. Unfortunately, the Silver Pegasi are pretty easy targets for some of these. Infernal Trogs are at least very flimsy, so we can weaken them quite a lot, but we would lose quite a few of these. Then again, we can't risk losing a Gold Dragon, that'd be pretty terrible. So let's just go for it, accept a few losses. Doesn't really matter too much if we lose these. Do some damage to these. And we might lose a unicorn here. Oh crap. Ooh man, okay. Did not think that through. Okay. I read a comment the other day that if you make a big mistake in a game, you should just move on. Like, just accept it and move on. Don't panic, just accept it and move on. I'm not used to using dragons, I'm really not. That was not good. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. 20 war unicorns, it's a large number. It's the same as before. A generally large number of war unicorns. Okay, so guaranteed kill on these, guaranteed kill on these. Do need to finish off the Infernal Trogs, and if we go for this, we're going to block off our unicorns. Yeah, there's no way I can actually attack these without blocking off the unicorns, and they're the only stack that can actually one-shot them. I need resurrection. Didn't occur to me, but I could have actually bought a library in the other town and tried to get resurrection. And I could have at least atoned for that error. Damn. Okay, I'm still annoyed about that. I'm going to be annoyed about that all day. Okay, halberdiers, they go down easy, and then the unicorns can come through. Attack the hellhounds. There's no way that we finish them off this round either way, so let's just take these out. Then I can teleport the war unicorns up, but I think it's more useful if we do it with the battle dwarves. They're faster than the halberdiers, and these guys I don't care too much what happens to them. Oh crap, I didn't realize how weak the gold dragons are too. So we can't block off both of them. And these actually reach, it's kind of hard to tell. I think they can't. So we want to make sure we block off the hellhounds. And the hellhounds will go before the trogs. Let's do this. These guys can actually get through, I didn't think they could. Okay, so I was going to teleport the battle dwarves in. Might not need to. Just going to make absolutely sure that we can't be hit by the dragon breath here. Pretty sure that we're completely safe. Okay, and then we're going to teleport these in. Very speed compared to the hellhounds. Of these two, I'm not sure which is the bigger threat, but I'm going to lean towards the trogs. Silver Pegasi go down, these guys can't do anything. Okay, how many did we actually kill? 6. Okay, fine. I made a mistake. I killed 6 of my own unicorns. I think that's fine. We'll accept it. We'll go for advanced earth magic. Is that the magic key that enables us to go where we like? Yes, it is. Perfect. So if Christian does decide to come and attack us, we can hop around our towns, we can pick up as much backup as we like, and we should be completely fine after that. Okay, so no sign of that second town. We know it's got a few Inferno towns too. There's the next town. should be able to reach it, although unfortunately not enough spell points. Let's see, so Samulek's in there, he's got not a bad force. We've only got 14 spell points. It is day 1, so he is able to recruit 2 Archangels and some other things if we don't take him out this turn. Bit of a problem, really. Yeah, because he's not going to go down quite as easy as I'd like. I think we do just have to go for the attack. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so expected to lose 1 gold dragon, huge number of dwarves. Don't think we can accept that. I'm not going for the 1 stacks, which is because I should have put them at the bottom, but I put them at the top instead. That was a bit of an error there. Okay, let's see. So Medusa Queens, can take them out in 1 shot. Go for these. Gonna kill all of them too. No way we can attack both the devils and the harpy hags. So I think we want to go straight through the wyverns instead. Don't have enough for chain lightning. Probably best off just using teleport. It only costs 3, which is completely fine. Need to make sure we send in something quite fast. So I can see how we do lose a gold dragon here, because I think we do have to go in. And after that, pretty easy targets for the devils and the scorpicors, who will get to go pretty quickly. Yeah, we can't really outspeed them with anything. I think we do just have to send in the dwarves. And we can't cast any spells that are going to protect our gold dragons due to their immunity. I think the AI did lose a lot of dwarves, and we're kind of allowing that to happen by teleporting them in, but I think we kind of have to do it. Oh crap. I've just realised I've screwed myself there a little bit. Although I think this works too. I don't have to attack through the wyverns, I can attack through these instead. Okay, got away with it. Perfect. Okay, we'll take both of those out. Those things get hasted. Dwarves are getting attacked so far, that's fine. Happy to lose those, not so happy to lose a gold dragon. Devils don't do too much. Okay. That's all fine, we are taking quite a few losses. 18 to 30 kills, I'm expecting this is not going to get a kill on anything. I think we want to go for these. Oh, we do actually get the kill, perfect. Huge damage range on these. We'll send these forward just to be targets, although I don't think the towers will fall for it, which they don't. Okay, and then we can send this just to wipe out the scorpicors, could go for the devils instead. I do think the scorpicors are the biggest threat, and then we do need to get across the field to attack the zealots. War unicorns. I'm not convinced we get the kill. Problem is, the dwarves are too slow to do anything. So they're not going to get the move fast enough either way. Okay, they get blinded. I think I'm willing to accept that, as our fodder does actually make a difference in the end. Gold Dragon's still hanging on, looking mostly okay. Gonna teleport these in. Finish them off pretty easy. And these have too much HP left for us to do anything to them. So now hopefully the towers will focus on these because they won't want to unblind the battle dwarves. Okay, so the fodder helped in the end, perfect, and they do still unblind the battle dwarves, so they really screwed themselves there. And we can now finish them off with the magic arrow. Yeah, I think it does make sense just to do it with this. Finish those off too. Okay, so we lost quite a few dwarves, but we did manage to save the gold dragons, and we did lose fewer dwarves in the auto-resolve, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that does reveal Daramith, who, unfortunately, cannot really be stopped. But we could just buy out the units, which is really expensive, but stops her from using them. Can't town portal. Can't do anything. I think we just have to do as much damage as we can to her, because there's no way we can stop her from attacking. There's a small chance the AI will get scared and decide not to attack, but I think that's very unlikely. And I could take most of these forces and tuck them into the town, which would at least... I am tempted by that. Because these forces, even on a level 1 hero, should be able to defeat these, definitely. Let's go for it. Okay, so actually, in the town... Okay, so the things we're going to use in the town defense are going to be the Angels, definitely, the Cavaliers. Royal Griffins are at least pretty tanky. We're not going to use the Halberdiers, we're not going to use the Centaurs. We've got a total of 3 Rampart stacks, so we've got to sacrifice 1 more stack. And probably the Crusaders. Okay, so we're going to give over some of these weaker stacks to Ufretin, so that he can at least flee. Should be pretty safe for the first turn. We do have 16k left in the bank, which I think should be enough to surrender. And then when she comes to attack Armitage, we've got 12 gold dragons and lots of other good things. I've slightly miscalculated this, I think. Okay, so let's not bother with the Royal Griffins. Okay, so now we have a pretty solid defense in this town, should be able to hold her off. I'm not sure if she's actually going to come for the attack, she probably won't. Now that she... well, they do still have at least 2 towns. So, in fact, I think they have 3 towns, because they have 2 Inferno towns, as far as I'm aware, plus the Dungeon Town down here. So, pretty unlikely that she's going to go for a reckless attack. So hopefully we can hold out, but it seems also very likely that Ufretin will get attacked, and we just have to try and surrender. Take him back to High Castle, and then town portal back to Armitage, chase her down, and finish her off. But I am out of time, so that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.